Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another series review. I recently watched the latest episode of Defiance called I Just Wasn't Made for These Times. Nolan and Tommy uh, go out searching for this arc object, and they locate it, and once they find it, they see that it had it was a Votan ship basically, but once they go inside, they find an astronaut who was there. Yeah, this is actually really intriguing, and I did a little bit of research here. The Indogenes are their race is actually targeted in this particular episode, and I keep forgetting the Indogenes, even though they're very interesting in and of themselves. The Indogene doctor, she's so sarcastic and condescending, and you can't help but like her but hate her at the same time, just because she comes off as very sterile and hostile. But I don't know, I like her character. I'm not really sure why. And Shtapa's relationship with Kenya, I think Datak kind of sensed it, because I think the Castians themselves are kind of they're aristocratic race, as we could see. That's been the forefront of their particular characteristics throughout the whole series of Defiance. But I also think they have intuition, as well as they have a sixth sense. I think they do. I think that he kind of suspected that his wife was going to the need want to be with Kenya. Well, she knew it too. She knew. Shaka knew it. Um, and their relationship is very different and interesting. It's the closest thing I could say, it would be kind of a black romance. Yeah, I think you know where I'm coming from here. If you read Homestuck, you definitely know where I'm coming from. But that's the closest thing that I could call this relationship black romance, definitely. Um, the female in the Cassian um, race, she's subservient to him. But you know what? It's unusual, because I think that despite the fact that she's subservient, she also has this ability to manipulate and just have everybody at her beck and call because of the power that she wields. She's got this magnetism that makes her, just this ethereal being that everybody just, they can't help but just go absolutely googly eyed for. And now I can see that she's very charming, but she's also very wry and twisted and disturbed. She's a disturbed individual. And we can see that, and that contradiction in her personality is just really amazing, and it's definitely brought out in this episode. And I like the astronaut, and we learn more about him and the whole idea of the space program and how far it had come. Um, this episode, I think, was really incredible, and of course, at the very end, we have one of the basic plots that has been hinted at. If I think it's mentioned in the game, they in the commercials during um, the breaks, they speak about this plague, and next episode's going to talk about the plague more. And I haven't played the video game yet, but eventually I will, and we'll see how it compares or contrasts to the television show in and of itself. Um, so far, I've really enjoyed it, and this episode was no exception. I just thought that it was spectacularly written. It was intriguing. It was mysterious, It developed the characters a little bit more, and we learned about what was known as the Pale Wars. The Pale Wars, I think, were a very challenging time, particularly because the people, they really couldn't defend themselves. They had no means of doing so. But this program really shows the extent of human survival and the human willpower, I think, and that's why I really enjoy it. Plus the different alien races, and I don't know why, but I really like the Castians, and I just have no clue. Maybe it's because I've always been intrigued by the idea of the aristocracy. Um, I'm going to actually put a description in my interview about the Castians themselves, and I know there's a particular watcher out there that will get quite a bit from this. You know who I'm talking to. Um, you know who you are. Uh, this episode was probably one of my favorites. The series gets better and better and better. Um, I'm looking forward to playing the video game, as I've said before, so I will definitely do that, and I'll give you a report as soon as I've done so. That this episode was very, very interesting, and just kind of unnerving in certain parts, particularly with the astronaut and his ordeal with the endogenes. I just thought, ooh, that's no wonder he flipped out like that. I would too if I had been under that kind of duress and been put in that situation that he had been put in. Who wants to be put in a situation like that? Nobody in their right mind. And then they go into their psychotic mind just to fend off whatever it might be, what they might think would be attacking them or taking advantage of them, or just not really manipulating, but mutilating them. And it's kind of like the whole idea of experimentation without getting the go ahead from the experimentee. Yeah, why would you really want to go through with something like that unless you had given the experimenter the permission to do so? It just gives you food for thought, I thought, and it's just a really incredible episode, and it just makes the series that much more complex. So I'm looking forward to more episodes in the future. They had greenlit it for season 2. I read on Wikipedia, so I was very happy with that. And I will be doing more of these in the future. I am currently writing quite a bit. I'm writing a skit, a Homestuck skit. I am in the process of writing a story about 12 different well, they're not really teenagers, they're high schoolers. And I know the whole premise sort of sounds like Sailor Moon, but it really isn't. It's different. They're born under different zodiacal signs, and basically they save the world from a menace who has arrived to drain the earth of all of its positive energy and make earthlings into this lethargic, apathetic kind of populace, which is just sad. Why would you want that? That's a gray world. Ugh, I can't really fathom that, but that's the whole premise. I'm also writing a modern day version of Robin Hood called Robin the Hood, and takes place in Chicago. Writing a story called Alessandra's Quest, and I don't know if you can see my this is just line art. I haven't really completed it yet, but Alessandra at the gala, and then as Alex when she's bound herself, nobody can tell that she's female because her voice is of such quality and timbre that she comes across as male. And she's a shepherdess, so she already knows how to fend for herself. She's been sparring on her spare time against wooden dummies just to prove herself, and the the prince's army against his half brother. There's this whole tryst that occurred. His father slept with the other king's wife, and she gave birth to his half brother, and that particular king does not like uh, the other king for this whole adultery, and that's one part of it that makes it really different, I think, and interesting, is you have that involved, and then you have Alessandra going off into war, and she has a fairy godmother. So there's another part that's I thought there's a little bit of blood and gore, and then there's the sweet fairy tale aspect of it, which I really like. So it's the best of both worlds, I feel. What else am I writing? 12 Lights, like I said before. Um, hmm. Uh, Nothing really else of importance, but I am watching season 1 of Queen's Blade. So I will be doing a review of that fairly soon, because I know that both seasons only have 13 episodes. I've watched the second season, I really enjoyed it, but now since I'm watching now that I'm watching series 1, the purpose for the Queen's Blade actually becomes that much more um, understandable and legitimate and remarkable. And I really like the characters. Still love the characters, but I'll do a review as soon as I'm finished with that as well. So until next time, I shall catch you later. Ciao!